everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to take a ride on Esoteric Cloud, which is a lighter, less dense and also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration vehicle that when your spirit jumps into it, allows your spirit to travel, fly and reach higher, more expanded, wider and wiser realms of reality, so you can have a better and lighter perspective and feelings about yourself and your circumstances. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility. Check my link tree in the description down below. Check out my beautiful partners' link tree down below. A huge shout out to my soul group and to everybody out there changing the world right now. A huge shout out to my Pokemon Unite team, Unique Stars, and a huge shout out to our teacher Uriel as well. So this video, by the title, you must already know some little things that scientists got right, because I don't like the opposition between scientists and spirituality, right? Because they're pretty much doing the same thing, but from different perspectives. Scientists try to explain the world, how it created, the characteristics, the aspects, the elements of the world, and people like Archangel Uriel, like myself, people from my soul group that also express through videos or something else their own perspective about the world and how we got here. We are doing the same thing, right? But in different ways. And in many aspects, scientists and spiritualists, they agree in some points, right? They don't logically agree, right? But their spirits are reaching the same conclusions. But many times, especially on the scientific side, but that also happens on the spiritualist side, they give different names to those same conclusions. And that happens even between those communities, right? And they might be talking about the same thing, but because they're using different names, they don't really understand they are talking about the same thing, right? That happens in religion. People call it Jesus, people call it Buddha, but it's all talking about the Son of God, right? So, my objective with this video is just to clarify some important starting points. And I just remembered another one. Let me write this down before I forget. I want to clarify, I want to express you, remember you, telling you for the first time some things that me and my soul group, spiritualists, subconscious community, conscious community, we believe that's true, and scientists, they also, through their method of understanding the world, they also reach those same conclusions, and we are both right in what we're talking about, okay? So, first thing, or the first point is, every life came out of water, right? Scientists, they know that. In their own way, it's proved, scientifically proved, that all life came out of water. And we, or me, and people that know because the thing is, we know the same thing, but through different methods. And I'm just here trying to give a name to the way we believe, the way we think, which it's not really important, but my soul group, we know that every life comes out of water. Oh, I just remembered another thing. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I really don't want to forget. You know, I'm airheaded, 51% air energy on my natal chart. So, every life comes out of water, okay? We know that, scientists know that, there is no discussion on that, right? Then, all matter on our planet was, once upon a time, stardust, right? Scientists know that, spiritualists know that we came from the stars. Not as in aliens on a spaceship landing here, but our spirit took some vehicles that a bigger spirit that already created a star left behind, so we could experience for ourselves. That's why you have a sun and there is a sun out there, you have a Venus and a Mercury and there is a Venus and a Mercury out there, because your spirit followed those examples and created those vehicles for itself. So, and it used some stardust as the first physical form that he experienced. So all matter on our planet was once upon a time stardust, okay? And joining those two together, our life comes from water and all matter comes from stardust. We can assume that stars are water, right? Just by joining those two facts. And the fact stars are water is something that scientists do not agree, but from some years, at least like 3 years ago, I watched a video on YouTube, which is like a presentation, and they were already a bit comfortable with admitting that space is water or is filled with water, okay? So some scientists already admit that publicly, because the major problem with science is that peer review science is not reality, but many scientists suffer peer pressure because how they judge if that information is true or not is through peer reviewed science, and that system is very fragile because it's very easy to suffer from peer pressure, but that's another video. So many scientists already know that space is water, and it's a very big goal, and it's a very big elephant in the room, the fact that they need to maintain that perspective that planets are solid and rock. Because if they say that stars are water, then they can't really explain or maintain the fact that we live on a hard rock planet, okay? It is hard rock, but not just, okay? And that's the thing with science. They got a lot of things right, but not the majority, because I don't know, I'm not too deep into science, but many things that they explain are just incomplete. They're not even wrong, they're just incomplete. Like gravity, which is the next point. Gravity is a concept that scientists almost got right, but it's not a matter of pulling you up or down, or just a matter of mass, or a matter of gravitational force of attraction, right? Gravity in reality is or what they call gravity is something that we experience, that I call flux or differentiation of the density ratio, okay? And that's how the universe self-organizes, and your body as well, through separation, through differentiation of density levels, okay? So gravity is just something more dense and less dense interacting with each other, right? And when the apple falls from the tree, right? The great example of how Newton discovered gravity is just the apple was connected to the tree. That's why it was not falling, right? And it does not fell because of gravity. It just lost its connection, right, to something, and now it is being pulled away or being attracted to something more dense, because more the dense. That's why black holes attract a lot of things, because they are super, almost infinitely dense, okay? So gravity is just density, or a result of separation through density levels, through different density levels. But gravity is not wrong in itself. That's true. When you go outside, you experience gravity, okay? But gravity, I just don't like the term, because we are like, it's something else. No, it's density. It's not something different. It's just a representation. It's just a consequence of differentiation by density levels, okay? But gravity is not wrong. It's just incomplete, or we're just calling another name to something that already exists. So it's just about that. Then they're calling space space. They're calling the space outside of our planet space because we live inside of a spirit, or we live inside of a bigger spirit. Like you have smaller blood cells, nerves, muscle tissue living inside of you. We live inside of a bigger being, and that means that that being's spirit was bigger, wider, and wiser than our spirit, because you can only fit something inside of another thing if that thing is smaller. So if we live inside of something, we are smaller than that thing. If the things that live inside of us live inside of us, it's because they're smaller than us spiritually and physically speaking. So we live inside of spirit, and outside is space. It's just space, okay? And when people say space is fake, then that's not true. Space is real. Or when they and there is aliens out there. They just can't come to Earth chilling on cruising by on their spaceships. They need to die and create a vessel here through desire, okay, through creed, through believing here, all right? But there is aliens out there, in course. Even growing up as a 5-year-old kid, I never understood how there is life out there. I never understood how they question themselves, because for me it's just so fucking obvious. If we live here, why shouldn't be life out there, right? But that was just another point. So calling space, it's scientists got that right, because your spirit is your space, your unique, original space, all right? And everybody got its own space, all right? That's why nobody is 99%. It's impossible for somebody to know 100% somebody else, because you can never go into somebody's space and see things from their perspective. You can be really, really close, but you can never go to the exact same location, okay? So space is space, that's true, because we live inside of a spirit, okay? So spirit is outside. You have your own spirit, and outside of you is just more spirits, more spaces, right? Then the Big Bang. Scientists got the Big Bang happened. The Big Bang is true, but what they got wrong is everything started with the Big Bang. No, we have two things wrong with that everything started with the Big Bang theory. Because the Big Bang happened in a place. The Big Bang happened in a space, in an environment. So that place, that environment where the Big Bang happened was there first. So the Big Bang did not create everything, because the space, the location where the Big Bang happened was already there, okay? Second is the Big Bang created everything in this space, in this specific space that we can observe, study, call names, make calculations, all right? But there is numerous planes, planets, stars, galaxies, currents of energy out there, and they were created by other Big Bangs, all right? So the Big Bang happened, the Big Bang did started everything, but it was not the only Big Bang. There was many Big Bangs, even here and in other places, that created life, because birth is like that. Explosive, Aries, the first house, cardinal fire, explosive. So what the Big Bang is, when a lot of spirits come together into the same space, okay, they are still unconscious about their experiences, about what they were doing. And when we all come together and became aware of the same experiences in the same space, we create something real, because we believed in that, and now we are alive. Birth, life, death. Birth, we came all together into the same space, we all created the same visions, the same potentiality, the same experiences. Then density, gravity, whatever you want to call it, when too much things, too much movement is in the same volume, the pressure, the temperature will increase. And then that space is only able to uphold a certain amount of frequency and vibration, of temperature, of movement, of temperament, and then that explodes. And as it slows down, it becomes more real, more dense, and more tangible. So the Big Bang is just, before the Big Bang, a lot of spirits, a lot of species come together, and then they started to create frequency and vibration. They started to create light. But it's the accumulation of spirits in the same spot that creates a Big Bang. And then the Big Bang explodes, and then spirits can experience those physical forms. And it's pretty much like sex, you know? Spirits come together, they rub off on each other, they get really, really excited, and then they release, they expel something, and then they can enjoy and relax. And that's what we do. That's how you came here. That's literally, that's how we all came here. As in the Big Bang and through your mama. It is the exact same thing, but in bigger and smaller scales. Alright? So the Big Bang is just many spirits, they got excited with their travels in this place, and they got all together and accumulated. That all created tension, power, movement, temperature, and then exploded, cooled down, and became solid so we could experience. So we had activity, excitement, desire, accumulation of heat, of temperature, of excitement, of attention, explosion, release, cooling down, separation. All right. Then this one is very important. Everything is frequency and vibration. Everything is always moving. That's a scientific fact. That's proven by science, and we know that because frequency and vibration is one of the first things that the spirit creates, is because it's the movement of space. All right, when spaces are expanding and contracting, there is a form of self-organization. Okay, if a spirit moves too fast, it moves to a different location. If a spirit is stubborn and it doesn't want to move, other spirits can bounce off of it and increase its frequency and vibration. Or if it is too stubborn, it can decrease the frequency and vibration. It can absorb some impact from other spirits moving and vibing. So everything is frequency and vibration. That's just the movement of our spirits, because you experience spiritually first, your spirit moves first, and then your spirit comes back, or it goes into something that other spirit was already moving there in order to experience. So frequency and vibration, the movement, it's one of the first things that we do. Sometimes you even do that as a spirit before you become aware of yourself. That's why we have karma, we have Lilith, we have traumas, because you as a spirit, you were not aware of yourself as individual and unique, and you were going through some spaces, you were in vibrations, you were vibing in weird frequencies for you that your spirit wasn't really enjoying. And now that you are aware of it, you need to take responsibility and change that frequency and vibration. Okay, but everything is frequency and vibration. Scientists know that, and spiritualists, occultisms know that. Okay, and then from here we can go that scientists also know that light is a form of water, is a form of fluid, but in a different frequency and vibration. And they all know that physical matter is the accumulation of light. So all matter is also frequency and vibration in a more dense and slower state. Okay, and from there we get the things that we get the fact that things happen first and faster on the spiritual realm. Then it comes to the mental realm, a little bit slower, okay, a little bit more dense. Then emotional realm, more slower, more dense, and then physical realm, even more slower, even more dense. Okay, because you can experience like 10 years spiritually. You were traveling, imagining spiritually. 10 years would be like one day for you, and then the rest of your life is you re-experiencing, re-evaluating, going deeper, going more focused, going more dense into those spiritual travels, and then you die and you go to another space traveling some more. But everything is frequency and vibration. That's also a scientific fact that spiritualists know. Okay, And I think it's good for today. I think we touched some interesting points that scientists and spiritualists, we believe that and we know that's true. Okay, so it's time to end that separation. It's time for scientists to look at spiritualists like La La Land, and it's time for spiritualists to stop looking at scientists like you are too limiting, you are too restrictive, which can be true, but some spiritualist people, you also in La La Land. So a scientist ain't lying. You don't know how to explain shit, and you don't know how to explain shit. You too, La La Land. You don't know my terms. You too restrictive. You don't know my terms. I call it God. I call it Higgs boson. I call it all possibilities. I call it self-organization through different density levels or whatever. But we always do the same thing, because remember, everybody has a spirit in it. So scientists, they are spiritualists. They just don't know that. They don't know that they are doing spirituality on a more logical, documented, slower, methodical, and sometimes limiting way. But that's also needed. Because if you give everything to religious people and to subconscious community people that they don't know how to be a little scientific, the world is lost. But the world right now is lost into science. The world is lost into the left brain. But that only happened because some people got traumatized, because before we were lost into the right brain. We were lost into emotions, fear, darkness. Now we lost into the light, into a vagueness, not enough sustenance, not enough care, not enough freedom. But before we were too free, because people were calling Jesus, Buddha, Allah, and it was just the sun. So we were separated anyway because everybody had different beliefs. And right now we are separated because there is a group of spirits that want that all the other spirits to believe in one thing: one love, one heart, one frequency and vibration, one light, and that's not true. So we need to find some balance here, okay? And that's the point of this video. I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope it was entertaining, informative, and exciting for your spirit as well. Remember to check the link trees, mine, and my beautiful partner's link tree as well. Until the next time, as a Cloud Surfer is surfing out. See you soon.